Hello and welcome to GK Gyan. In this video, we are going to see how to fill the form of biodata form for LIC AAO. Okay, we are going to see each and every point, how to fill each and every point and how to make the identity certificate and everything. Okay, so let's start this video. So first of all, we are going for the roll number which has been mentioned in your application form. If you haven't downloaded yet, the reprint link has been activated. You can reprint your application from there. After that, your full name, first of all your first name, then leave a blank and then go for the your last name. Okay, and if you are having the first name, middle name and the last name, then between all those give one blank, means first of all first name, then one blank, then middle name and then last. Okay, then you have to give your postal address for means your home address or your correspondence address which you have mentioned in your application form. After that, the pin code of that address, then your mobile number, and if you are having any landline number, you can give it here with the STD code, and between STD code and your contact number you have to give a single blank. Okay, and below that you have to mention your email. Clearly mention your email because the further contact will be done via email to you. Then you have to give your permanent address and then the pin code of the permanent address. Then you have to mention your date of birth. All these are the basic informations which you can copy from your application form. Okay, then your place of birth, means in which state you have been born, you have to mention that also. You have to tick your sex, and after that your marital status, means married, unmarried, and if you are having children you have to mention that also. Means if you are married and you are having two children, you have to mention that also. Okay, then comes the father's or husband's name, then his occupation, then comes your category. Kindly mark the category carefully. Okay, if you are from OBC, mark the OBC. If you are from general, mark the general, and also mention your subcaste here. Means if you are from OBC, mention your subcaste here. If you are from minority, then specify it here that you are from minority or not, yes or no, you have to mention it here. If you are not, then you have to mention no. Then you have to tick here, means if you are having the EC or any other, means form or any other type of reservation, you have to mention that here. If you are not, then you don't have to means tick anything. If you are physically handicapped or disabled, you have to mention it here. If no, then kindly mention NA. Mention your nationality as Indian, then your religion, then your mother tongue here. And if you are employee of LIC right now, then you have to write your designation, your SR number, then your means posted name of the office, then month and year, every detail. But if you are not, just kindly write NA in all the blocks. Same here, if you are related to LIC employee, means if your father is a LIC employee or your mother is LIC employee, then you have to mention their designation, name and relation, everything here. If not, then just mention NA in all the columns. Then comes the qualification. Okay, SSC means your 10th qualification, name of the university or the board from which you have passed, then your stream, means all the stream in science, and then your percentage and main subjects. Just kindly write them in small letters and if possible in the short forms. Okay, because the subjects are much and the space provided is very less here. Then you have to mention the year of passing, number of attempts, means if you attempted for 2 or 3 times, then you have to mention that. If you have cleared it in the first attempt, just write 1 here. If any other information you want to mention, like you have given some improvement or another examination, then you can mention that here. Then comes the HSC, means your 12th examination or senior examination. You have to mention the same name and board of the university, then the stream, means science or arts or commerce, and then you have to mention the percentage and all the subjects, name of all the subjects, passing year and the number of attempts. Then comes the graduation. Okay, here you can mention the your university name, your college name. Oh, okay, and after that you have to mention the stream here, like electronics and communication or IT, anything. Okay, then comes the percentage, and then here comes the subjects, your main subjects in the graduation. You have to mention those main subjects here. Then comes the year of passing, and kindly mention the subjects in short form and in small letters so that every subject can fit in this block itself. Okay, then comes the languages known to you. You have to mention all the languages known to you. You have already mentioned them in your application form also, so just write the name here, whether you can read. If read, yes, you can tick here, you can tick here. You just have to tick the blocks which you can do. Okay, then comes the other particulars like any awards, scholarships won, sports, extracurricular activities. Like if you in the school time, if you have won any type of scholarship from the state or school, you can mention it here. And if you have played any sports at the state level or national level, you can mention it here. But for that you have to bring your certificates also with you at the time of DV. Okay, and if you have done some research activities at the time of your college, you can mention those things also here. Okay, so but kindly bring the certificates or the documents with you to prove your activities or means research activities, curricular activities, anything. Then comes the particulars of the previous employment. If you are currently employed in any organization, you have to name the employer name, then the date of joining, what is your position or designation in that, what is your gross salary, you have to mention per month salary. Okay, not the total package, per month, and the date of leaving if you have left the job, and the reason for leaving the job. Okay, and if you are continuing with, you have to bring the NOC with you, and you can say continuing. Okay, you can write here continue. Then comes, if you ever have been prosecuted, detained, fined, or convicted, or awarded any sentence by the court of law. Okay, if you have been ever went to court regarding any case, you have to mention yes. If never ever, then you have to mention no. And I think many of us are going to go for the no here. Okay, then you have to give the name and address for the two references. These should not be your relatives. Okay, just remember that these should not be your relatives, they can be your neighbors. You can mention the name of your neighbors, their full address and contact number. They can be contacted to verify your details. Okay, and then after that you have to just write your name here and verify that all the details provided me and all that stuff has been good, and you have to give your signature here. And then comes the main thing, the identity certificate. You have to get it attested from a gazetted officer. Okay, write your name here of means the father's name here, and the time duration from which they have been knowing to you. Okay, in the years and in months, specify that, and the place and date also here. They are going to signature their name, their designation, their address, the address of the gazetted officer. You have to mention that address here, and then their seal here. You have to bring 4 copies of these. So okay, if possible, kindly get the photocopy, means get it photocopied 4 times, and get the seal on all the 4 identity certificates. Okay, and they have mentioned, specially mentioned, means who can means put their seal, or who are the gazetted officers. It can be a gazetted officer of central or state government, any officer, member of parliament, means parliament or state legislature, subdivisional magistrate or officer, panchayat inspector, any class 1 officer of LLC or LIC, principal or headmaster of any recognized institution, tehsildar or means divisional tehsildar authorized to exercise the magisterial powers. They have clearly mentioned every details. So kindly bring this biodata form fully filled at the time of your DV and interview. Okay, so if you are having any confusions, you can just comment it, I will answer it for you. And make it sure to like, share and subscribe. Okay, thank you and best of luck.